Okay, so it's time to finally send, to write the function that's going to update the role of the user. But before then, we need to apply some security measures to this. Okay, so I'm going to just write an ampersand. So that's another form of saying and. Okay, so and $ underscore get. Actually, you know what? I'll just get rid of this for now and show you what I'm trying to do. So if I come over here right now and say edit underscore category and say question mark cat id is equal to nothing, and if you click on that, we should get an error because there is no value stored in the variable cat id. Okay, so we get this error, so we need to make it in such a way that even when there's nothing past here, we don't want this page to show up. Okay, so let's go with an ampersand and $ underscore get. Then we have the cat id is not equal to an empty string. Okay, and we also need to add another one. So if a user is not an admin, we don't want them to be able to access this page. Okay, so let's create that, and we already have our role. So role is going to be equal to $user underscore object and get role. So I type this in advance, so you can just type it out. Okay, so and role is equal to admin. Okay, alright, so let's save and refresh this page, which should take us back to the category page because there's no parameter passed in there. Okay, so what if the user is not an admin and maybe the user was an admin before and we demoted them to the role of maybe a subscriber. So I'm gonna change the role from here and change the role to subscriber. Okay, and let's see what happens here. Okay, so I'm gonna come back and refresh this page, and the call to action button should be gone. Okay, so let's try to access that page. So edit underscore category question mark cat id is equal to 2. Let's try it out, and you see we're not able to get into that page. Okay, because we are not admin. Okay, so that's a great security measure that we should apply in this course. So I'm going to change it back to an admin, control A, admin. Okay, alright, so let's write the function that is going to send, updates everything. Okay, so back to our category class. So I'm just going to close this out for now, and close this one also. Okay, so we have some spaces. Okay, so I'm going to write the first thing to write is public function, and we're going to call it update category, and it's going to take in two parameters. First of all, it's going to take in the id, and it's going to take in the category. Okay, so what we need to do now is to write our query. So query is going to be equal to MySql underscore query. Then we're going to pass in the connection, that is this con, then we're going to update category set, let's see, update category set category id, that is cat id, equal to the category that is going to be passed in, where the id is equal to the id that is passed in. Okay, alright, so this is basically the query. So let's just go with a new statement. So if query, then we want to return true, then else just return false. Okay, so let's try that out. Back to the edit underscore category.php. Let's just write it right down here. So if is set $underscore post, since it's a post method, then we're gonna look for this name u underscore add cat. So that's for updates, the additional category. So if it's set, then want to run that function, so say cat underscore obj for the category object and update category. It's gonna take into parameter. The first one is gonna be the cat ID that we already have up here, so we can just grab that. Okay, so paste. The next one is gonna be this name right here. Okay, so let's do that. Copy and say $ underscore post and we pass in right there. Okay, so once that is done, we're gonna redirect them to the header, to the category.php. okay, so category.php, and we'll add a message. It's gonna be equal to updated. Okay, so let's try that out. Back to the page, and we're not having the call to action button, so we need to refresh to get that. So I'm gonna edit from trending now, probably change it to sports. We're gonna add a sports category. So from trending now, let's change it to sports and sports. I don't know why that's still loading. Trending now, change it to sports, and let's update the category. So if I click on update, it should work. Okay, so we have, let's see if it works. Okay, so it works. Okay, so we're getting sports, and let's update. Let's probably just add one more. So we go with add underscore category .php, and it should take us to add a new category. So I'm gonna add this category, and it's gonna be funny, because we're gonna add another category that is gonna list group of funny posts. So I'm gonna add that, and because we get the message category added, and we should get that right at the top. I think no, we should get it over here. Okay, so we have funny. Let's add one more, add underscore category, and this category is gonna be I don't know why am I not a newscaster. I should be able to know some news categories. Let's just say local news. Okay, add that to the categories, and it should send us back to the front page. Okay, so later on we're going to be adding some paginations, to limit the number of categories that is shown per page, but we're going to do that in the extra features of this course. Okay, all right, so the next lecture we're going to delete a particular category and probably delete this funny for now. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lecture. Okay.